Happy Sunday, everybody. I have a special guest with me today. We're talking about where are the opportunities for women in leadership and who is the best person I thought to bring on than Dr. Maureen Kohi. Hi, Dr. Kohi. How are you doing?
Hi, thank you so much for inviting me. This is such a pleasure to be here with you today.
Oh, you're so inspiring. I'm so happy to have you. Let me introduce you, Maureen, if I may. So
Okay.
Dr. Kohi has recently become the professor and chairman of radiology at the University of North Carolina in Chapel Hill. She was, before that, the associate professor and chief of interventional radiology at UCSF. And she also stepped down as chair of the Women's in IR, Interventional Radiology, for the Society of Interventional Radiology. So thank you so much for being here. I have a lot of questions, but in the short period of time, our audience we want to hear where are the opportunities you think in your mind for women in leadership in medicine.
Um, so I have to preface everything by saying that I've all my life been an academic. So my answers are only going to be with respect to academics but I am sure there are plenty of opportunities in private practice as well. And
Okay.
the way I would answer that is, there aren't any unique opportunities for women. I think that opportunities are present in academics, in essence, in the tripartite mission. So if you're interested in education, seek to see if there's openings to be associate program director or program director. If your forte is research, then you can be leading clinical trials, be PIs, and be, potentially director of clinical research, basic science research, vice chair of research. And then in the clinical mission, you can certainly be chief of a big or small interventional radiology division. You could be vice chair of clinical operations at your institution, another institution, and then ultimately chair. And then, when you get to the chair level, then it's, the next steps are dean, CEO, hospital president, things like that. But the main message is, you're just an interventional radiologist or just a radiologist if you just happen to be a woman. So the opportunities should be exactly the same. The only thing is we need more women in these leadership positions. So if you even have the inkling and the desire to do such a thing, you should, because you're going to be a role model. You're going to model the way for other women to also join those ranks. And we definitely need more women at the top.
I mean, I love that attitude. First of all, you just said, the sky's the limit. What do you want to do, and go for it. Tell us a little bit about your journey, about how you got to be where you are. How easy was it, and where were the challenges that you had to overcome?
Yeah, definitely not easy. And we could certainly talk more about that later. But I think that I fell into a very typical academic, step ladder, where I was associate program director, and then I was more involved in leadership when we opened a women's and children's hospital, and I was the site chief over there. And that really got me interested in working with cross-departmental and cross-hospital leadership. And then the position of chief came open in my institution, and then I applied for it, and I was able to, lead 13, 14 male individuals, and open 2 hospitals and recruit, 5 faculty. So it really made me enjoy the, cross-departmental leadership. And then an opportunity presented itself at UNC, which is an incredible institution and a very strong interventional radiology division. And I, put my hand in the rings, and I was fortunate. But I guess the whole point is I never really had a plan for any of this.
Okay.
But when these opportunities came about, I really sought guidance from my sponsors and my mentors, very few who were at my institution. And so the point is, don't just rely on people who work with you or at your institution. Reach out to the other people in other institutions and ask for their guidance. And they all pushed me to do it. And I'm very grateful for them.
Yeah, it's very important to get sponsorship or mentorship from somebody who's done it before. So, let's talk about that. How
Yeah.
should women or even men help women become better leaders and step into these positions?
Yeah, that is such an important thing, because I think once you kind of always have to be looking back, right? You got to be looking at the future generation and how you're going to pull them up. And it's not just, as a woman, I am a huge women's advocate, but I have so many mentees who are men. It's not a zero-sum game, and I've benefited from that too. So I think that what women can do is, some women, certainly some I've known, have thought to themselves, well, I didn't have much help, so you just gotta have to do it your own way, And I remember having to speak to a female who was much older than me in my division, and her advice was, you just gotta grow numb to, all of this. And that's just not really the way I operate. I think we extend the hand and we pull up and we push. So as a woman, if you invite a woman to speak at a national meeting and they say, I don't know, I don't have a lot of cases, then share your cases with them, or find them somebody who can help them give that talk, because they just need to get on the podium and then they'll feel great. And for the men, they have done it. And whether it's been easier for them or more natural for them, I have benefited from the Beninattis and the Jim Spees and the Matsumotos and, all these brilliant Mike Darcy's of the world who have just, shared slides with me or given me a chance. I'll never forget when I was a very, very young attending, I went up to Jafar Golzarian. He was running the annual meeting. And I was like, I really think we should have a session on women's health that's other than fibroids. And he's like, okay, well, let's have you run it. And I mean, just to do that, so I think we can help each other. And the ultimate thing is we all stand on the shoulders of giants.
Absolutely.
And so we have to help each other, whether it's a woman or a man helping or being pulled up. We got to do it.
Yep. And I love that. I mean, I think we cannot. I've seen some women leaders on social media discounting and putting down our male colleagues, but it's quite the opposite. There's so many men out there who want women to succeed, and there's a lot of data out there. What do you think about including women in leadership and how that affects organizations? Having that
that's
diversity.
been well proven. As I'm sure this is outside of medicine too, that a more diverse, and it's not just women, right? So underrepresented minorities, so a more diverse and inclusive group of leaders and organizations are more successful, just because people are coming from different points of views. And I got to tell you that the he for she movement is real. There are plenty of incredible male radiologists, interventional radiologists, leaders who want to advocate for women. I think the issue is you got to have the merit, right? You got to have demonstrated yourself, whether it's with clinical education, research, and then it's really easy to ask for that sponsorship. And I don't think any of us would be here without the help of men and women. So I don't think it's a zero-sum game. I think we're all in it together, and we need to help each other, men, women, underrepresented minorities, and we just got to change the makeup of our specialty.
Yep. And as we're coming to a close here, Maureen, and thank you for this really short, quick talk today. Women's in IR, this organization has been around for a while. Where do you think you've tried your best in the past year? What do you think you've tried to change or challenge or put forth in your tenureship?
So Women in IR, the governing council, has been around for a long time, but I truly believe in the last few years that, and I think you would hopefully agree, has changed in its mission, right? So in the last year, what I did was I opened it up to men. So we were very strategic in inviting male leaders in IR who had experience with mentorship and sponsorship, planning meetings, so Alan Matsumoto, Dan Brown, these individuals. And what I did is I paired them with women leaders who were in charge of subcommittees. And so for the very first time in SIR, Women in IR had an entire day, a track of speakers, US speakers, UK speakers, male speakers, female speakers, young speakers, older women speakers, and it was just a diverse group. And we have different subcommittees, whether it's mentorship, meeting planning, Women in IR award subcommittee, so that there's engagement and empowerment. So it's not just top-down leadership, but collaborative, distributive leadership. And I
I
really am
love that.
excited to see how Nishita Kathari and Olga Brook and Natasha Monfort are going to push it even further. And I think that's the way to engage. The other thing we did is we have women in IR subcommittees in the RFS now, I'm sorry, in the ECS, early career section, so that everywhere, every part of SIR has a little bit of like women in IR shout out, so that it improves engagement and empowerment and overall participation.
I love that. And if you're a woman who's interested in interventional radiology, this is the time. You have the support system. Look what Dr. Kohi has done with this, and Dr. Kathari is taking over. She has me and the governing council this year, which I'm really excited about. The topic is dreaming big. So I think if any of you are listening who are interested in joining, and if you are an interventional radiologist who's a woman, I think you should, and even a man, please join us in that. I thank you so much for all that you've done there. Thank you for being on this call and inspiring us.
This is a group effort, and it's going to continue to get better. So I echo what you said. We need to be part of the change.
All right. Well, let's come to a close. Thank you so much, Maureen, for this talk. If somebody wants to reach out to you, how can they reach out to you?
Well, they can email me. So
okay.
And
have it here.
Yes, thank you. And I'd be happy to connect and chat. And yeah, we are not alone, so to speak. It's like a corny song, but it's true. So,
all right. Thank you so much. And if anyone in the audience listening has a story to share that can really inspire physicians to be better leaders, please reach out to me in my email. This is my website, leadphysician.org, to find out more about Lead Physician. We are an online program empowering physicians with leadership and business skills. But here's my email, info@drlcco.com. Would love to hear you and have you on our show. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a great day. Thank you, Maureen.
Thank you.